You're selfish. After everything I've done for you, you can't even help me?
These words spill out of your adult child's mouth, the same child you comforted through fevers at 3 a.m., the one you worked double shifts for, the one you sacrificed so much to raise. And now they're calling you selfish because you said no to their latest demand. Your hands shake, your heart pounds. It feels like you've been punched in the stomach by the person you love most in the world. If this sounds familiar, if those words echo in your soul, then you're living with a narcissistic adult child. And that phone call that just ended, that's not love. That's psychological warfare. But here's what Carl Jung discovered about this heartbreaking dynamic, and why understanding it can finally free you from the emotional prison you didn't even realize you were in. Because this isn't really about them. It's about why good parents like you become the perfect target, and what happens when you finally stop being one. The painful reality. Let me paint a picture of what many parents endure daily. Take Helen, a 70-year-old mother whose adult child calls every few weeks, not to check on her, but to unload problems and demand solutions. When she offers advice, they snap, "You never understand anything." When she doesn't give the answer they want, they hang up, leaving her feeling worthless. Or consider James, whose adult child visits only when they need babysitting or money. They arrive smiling, but the moment he can't meet their needs, they turn cold and accusatory. "You're so selfish. I guess I know where I stand with you." These parents are trapped in narcissistic abuse patterns. Gaslighting. Your child rewrites history, making you question your memories. "You never supported me," they insist, despite years of sacrifice. Emotional manipulation. They twist guilt and love against you. "If you really cared, you'd help me." Entitlement. They act as if your time, money, and energy are theirs to take, while your needs disappear. Blameshifting. Everything wrong in their life somehow becomes your fault. Failed relationships, financial struggles, unhappiness. The heartbreak of feeling discarded by your own child cuts deeper than almost any other pain. It strikes at the very core of who you thought you were as a parent. Here Jung's wisdom shines a light. He spoke of the shadow, the parts of ourselves we refuse to face, so we project them onto others. Many narcissistic adult children unconsciously project their shame and inadequacy onto you, the safest target they know. They can rage, blame, and dismiss you because deep down, they know you'll still love them. Why it hurts so deeply? Why does this betrayal hurt more than any other? Because as parents, we hold an unspoken belief. If I give love, I'll receive love back. When that contract is broken, it feels like the sun refusing to rise. Jung described the parental archetype, the universal symbol of nurturing and unconditional love. When that bond is dishonored, the wound cuts to our deepest level. Your adult child may appear arrogant and demanding, but Jung would say beneath the facade is a wounded child who never learned to process pain. Their narcissism isn't strength. It's weakness disguised as power. And tragically, it was often your very love, your dedication to protecting them, that left them unprepared for life's realities. By shielding them from consequences, solving every problem, or never asking for gratitude, many parents unintentionally raised adults who believe the world owes them everything. This doesn't make you a bad parent, it makes you human. With Jung's wisdom on individuation, here's where Jung gives us hope. His concept of individuation, becoming your authentic self, reminds us that your child's path, even if toxic, is theirs to walk. You cannot carry it for them. He once wrote, "The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parent." What does this mean? Think of the parent who gave up their art career to raise children, then expects their child to become the artist they never were. or the parent who sacrificed their social life completely, then resents their adult child for not calling enough. When we don't live our own authentic lives, we unconsciously burden our children with our unmet dreams and needs. But here's the flip side. The greatest liberation for a parent is refusing to carry the unlived life of their adult child. Take Linda, who for years absorbed the anger of her unemployed child, who blamed her for every failure. When she discovered Jung's work, she realized her guilt was enabling the cycle. She set firm boundaries, 30 days to move out. Her child resisted, raged, but eventually took responsibility. That's individuation in action, seeing where you end, and your child begins. If this resonates with your experience, know that you're not alone in the struggle. Jung's insights can guide us toward healing, both for ourselves and for our relationships. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next step of this journey. 4 steps to reclaim peace. 1. Detach with love. Jung distinguished between enmeshment and real love. You can care without absorbing their poison. Detaching with love means you stop fixing their problems or managing their emotions. You can say, "I hear that you're struggling. I love you, but I'm not the right person to solve this." 2. Do your own shadow work. Jung taught that healing requires facing what we hide. Parents often discover their own patterns, like a need to be needed, fear of anger, or over-sacrifice that keep them trapped. This isn't self-blame, it's liberation. When you face your shadow, you stop unconsciously fueling theirs. 3. Boundaries as self-respect. Boundaries aren't walls to punish, they're shields to protect your integrity. With adult children, boundaries might sound like, "I won't lend money anymore, but I'm open to other support." If you use disrespectful language, I'll end this call. "I'm not available last minute, but with notice, I'll help." They will test your limits. Jung reminds us, their reaction reveals why the boundary is needed. 4. Reclaim your purpose. Jung believed the second half of life is about finding authentic purpose. Don't let your adult child's dysfunction rob you of it. Take the art class, join the club, travel, and reconnect with friends. Protect your peace, because you have so much more to give the world than being an emotional dumping ground. If you live with the pain of a narcissistic adult child, remember this: your worth is not measured by how they treat you. You are not responsible for fixing their character, managing their moods, or absorbing their dysfunction. You are responsible for living your life with dignity and purpose. They may never apologize, never change, never give you the gratitude you deserve. That's painful, but it's also freeing. Because once you accept you cannot change them, you're free to change yourself, your responses, your boundaries, your future. You still have wisdom to share, joy to experience, love to give. Don't let one relationship, even with your own child, eclipse the fullness of who you are. Jung reminds us, suffering can become an invitation to grow into authenticity, to live your individuation. You cannot fix their immaturity, but you can protect your peace and reclaim your life. Your story isn't over. The best chapters may still be ahead. And sometimes, the greatest gift you can give a narcissistic adult child is showing them what healthy, boundaried love looks like. Remember, you deserve compassion, especially from yourself. If this video spoke to you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wisdom on navigating life's most challenging relationships. And if you need courage to face abandonment, watch next. When your children abandon you, Carl Jung explains why and how to cope.